Everette Miller is originally from Kissimmee, Florida, but has lived in Tampa and most recently Orlando. He is a former Marine veteran and was placed under the Baker Act by the Osceola County Sheriff's Office due to a mental health issue.
Hello YouTube, today we're going to be going over the Pig, the Sig Sauer P320. Shots are going to be headshots at 10 yards. Let's see how tight of a group I can get. It's like 9 in the morning, baby.
Friends were growing concerned about Miller's Facebook posts and hygiene after changing his name to Malik Muhammad Ali in July of 2017. He started sharing content about slavery and race issues. His Facebook page had pictures of Martin Luther King. Under the photo was the words, "When I said march, I didn't mean forever, motherfuckers. Shoot back." Everette also wrote with the photo, "When them niggas wake up, it's going to be sick. It's going to be hell to answer and pay for. You can only poke a tied up dog for so long. Once that chain breaks, it's over. Wake up, America, before it's too late." In another post, he said that America is racist. Racist ass America has always been evil. Only hours before the shooting, the page shared a post about white supremacists infiltrating police departments. There were also derogatory posts about Donald Trump and posts about the Confederate monument issue and Nazis in Charlottesville, Virginia. On August 15th, the page shared a video of the Charlottesville clashes, writing, "Confederate Nazis, I will hurt you all. You are the enemy. You can run, but you can't hide." August 18th was a very bloody night for American law enforcement. In the span of less than 2 hours, 6 American police officers were shot in separate incidents in 3 different cities in Florida and Pennsylvania. In addition, 2 Kissimmee officers were shot in Jacksonville, Florida and Fairchance, Pennsylvania. 2 officers were shot in each of 3 locations in incidents that started between 9 p.m. and 10:50 p.m. on the East Coast.
I don't need to show you my license. I'm not driving.
The man recording this video soon turned off his camera and walked away. 4 minutes later,
somebody just shot 2 cops outside my house. We just heard shots. I just looked outside and they pulled off and the cops are on the ground. There's 2 of them. They were like shot in the head. They're like, I just walked out the house and they're laying in the road, just laying there.
On the evening of August 18th, Officer Matthew Baxter responded to a call at Palm Way and Cypress Street, an area known for drug activity. He encountered 3 people, including Everette Miller, and a scuffle ensued. Officer Sam Howard arrived as backup. Both Howard and Baxter were shot by Miller. Baxter was transported to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. Howard was in serious condition, and he also later died. Miller was later found armed with 2 guns at Roscoe's Bar at around 11:30 p.m. When police located and tried to confront Miller, he allegedly reached in his waistband for a firearm. That's when an officer tackled him and took him into custody. Officer Baxter was a 3-year police veteran who was the father of 4. He was also married to another police officer on the force.
Matthew and I proudly put on our uniform and our badge daily to protect and serve. And although he did not make it home, there are many other law enforcement officers that still put on that gun and badge and who deserve the respect. And I'm so grateful because this community has shown us so much love during this difficult time.
Sergeant Howard left behind 1 child. He was only 36 years of age at the end of his watch. Court proceedings for Mr. Everette Miller went a little something like this.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, have you all reached a unanimous verdict in this case?
Yes.
Yes. If the foreperson will hand the verdict forms to the court deputy for me, please. Each of the verdict forms is in order. Madam Clerk, if you'll please announce the jury's verdict.
In the Circuit Court of the 9th Judicial Circuit in and for Osceola County, Florida, State of Florida versus Everett Miller, first-degree premeditated murder of Matthew Baxter. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment.
Everett Miller, we've seen him shackled and cuffed in his jail jumpsuit. He's accused of being the cold-blooded killer who shot Kissimmee police officer Matthew Baxter and Sergeant Sam Howard to death shortly after he was seen on cell phone video challenging Officer Baxter. But by all accounts, Miller, a 21-year Marine veteran, was an intelligent man who lived an otherwise successful life. His mom told investigators he never got in trouble in school and grew up in a loving, stable home. His military records show he was given numerous medals and awards. His reviews were good. He was called well-respected by superiors and subordinates, and an enthusiastic leader with a contagious sense of humor. Even people who served with Miller had good things to say after his arrest. He was kind, moral, hardworking, funny. His one military blemish in 1992, he was accused of assaulting someone with a firearm and ultimately only found guilty of disorderly conduct. In this case, newly released FDLE lab results show blood DNA connects Miller to the crime. Officer Baxter's DNA was found on Miller's nail clippings, his revolver, tank top, and necklace. Sergeant Howard's DNA was found on Miller's shoes and on his car. We also learned the night of his arrest, deputies reported Miller at first refused to get into the squad car and was yelling, "You need to kill me. Kill me."
Hey, Sergeant, please, sir. Hey, call everybody up here. We're going to put this on Facebook Live. I want to show you my license. Come right here. I'm not driving.
Somebody just shot 2 cops outside my house. We just heard shots. I just looked outside and they pulled off and the cops are on the ground. There's 2 of them. They were like shot in the head. They're like, I just walked out the house and they're laying in the road, just laying there.
Authorities later tracked down Miller at a nearby bar. The retired Marine was photographed and taken to jail. Back at the crime scene, detectives found this necklace, which resembles the one Miller is seen wearing in the witness's video, as well as in earlier Facebook photos. During the investigation, police seized this bottle of the antidepressant Zoloft that had been prescribed to Miller by the VA. About a month before the shooting, authorities say Miller stripped down to his underwear and began walking around Kissimmee waving a gun. This incident prompted deputies to take Miller into custody for a mental health evaluation under Florida's Baker Act.
He was loving, he was caring, he was cuddly. If he was overseas, we would video chat or he would call me on the phone. He looked out for us, he looked out for the family. He would send my kids shoes. I noticed that he wasn't showering very often. He probably wore the same clothes twice a week. Riding in the car with him one day, he was kind of acting weird, saying that somebody was watching him.
And other witnesses were uncooperative, like another inmate who was brought to the courthouse but refused to testify.
And adamantly refusing to come to the courtroom or to testify.
He was waving a rifle. I didn't know what to think.
With the rifle, he waved like that towards us twice while he was walking back there.
I remember him surprising me, my brother. He came back from deployment early and came up to our school and checked us out and took us to King's Dominion in Virginia. That was extremely fun.
But the hearing took a dramatic turn when the state started calling witnesses.
So I don't even need to be here right now, so I don't even know why I'm here.
Miller's sister was supposed to talk about the day her brother was found wandering the streets in his underwear, waving an assault rifle. But Siobhan Sutton was furious, said she did not want to testify against her brother.
I mean, you've harassed me enough coming to my house and harassing me and my family with guns and stuff, so what do you want me to get up here and say?
You looking like Richard Pryor.
Hey, Dad. I was hoping it was a woman, but I ain't got no hoes, so I didn't know who he was, and he kept trying to talk to me about the Bible. I'm like, man, I don't feel like talking about no Bible, bro.
Definitely can always check on that for you, bro. Don't worry about that. I know you do the same for me, bro.
Hopefully the jury see it my way, and I can get my ass out of here.
For the murder of Officer Matthew Baxter and Sergeant Richard Sam Howard, I hereby sentence you to death.
Closure following the 2017 shooting deaths of 2 Kissimmee police officers. A judge sentencing Everett Miller to death.